So this is a really short video showing teachers how to complete annotations in their teaching program and then how to complete their register at the end of a project or topic. So as I go through my teaching program and I present a lesson, what I'm going to log is I'm going to log that I've done so with the class I'm teaching. Now obviously if you're only teaching a single class, for example, Year 11 IPT, and there's only one of them, then there's no need to write down the class number. It's assumed it's the only class running. But in Year 9, which is where this program comes from, we've got 6 classes and I need to know which class has obviously been delivered this program or this activity when. So I double click on the name of the lesson. I could equally double click on the lesson or anything up here in the header, but I just need to find something to comment on. I'm going to right click and insert a comment. So over here you'll notice a comment pops up with my name, so you'll need to make sure you're logged in appropriately in order to put your comment in. Now I know, for example, that I teach all of 912, so I'm going to log this is 912 that I'm writing about. I'm then going to say quite clearly, presentations went well. I'm going to make a note here that I needed 2 lessons to complete. Okay. Now, if I had logged this on the actual day that the presentations happened, I've got no issue. I can leave it there. If the lesson went fine and there's no need to put anything else, I could just 912 and leave it at that. Completed, no issue, or all done if there are no comments to make. But if I'm completing this after the event, so months later, let's hopefully not. Hopefully it's not months later, but let's say it is. I need to also put the date that I completed this activity. And here's why. When I press comment, it immediately adds a date time stamp to when I added it and puts my name there. So if this is on a different date, I'm completing on a different date to when I did the lesson, I need to note down when I actually delivered that lesson. Now because this is the last lesson in my teaching program, I'm now ready to complete my register. So to complete my register, I come down to evaluation, a couple of points of interest here. You'll notice that I've actually divided up the number of classes. I don't have a column for each class. The reason being that I teach all of 912. I share the teaching of 934 with Andrew Clare. And the way I've allocated this has been the same way that Gavin initially allocated, who was responsible for each class. So just be mindful of that. And Andrew teaches all of 956. When I start a project, I always put the start date I've commenced, and obviously these dates might change across here depending on the lessons that they have in a timetable, so they won't always match. But I completed that activity on the day that I finished this task, so that was the 12th of the 2nd, and I'm going to put that date in here. Now, I should be able to type yes for all of these responses. If I feel it's a no, I can type no, but really our choices here are yes or no. As I go through, yes, yes, yes. Now for this one, I'm going to write mostly. And the reason it was mostly is just because I said I needed an extra lesson. So really the lesson allocation was a little bit off. In order to digitally sign this program, I'm going to put in that is my digital signature, and as long as it has my name in there and it can be understood who's signing it, that's not too big a problem. I'm then going to now add a comment. So again, I'm going to add a comment, and this is going to be my thoughts, feedback, etc. on the program and its evaluation. So here is where I'm going to say, need to leave 2 lessons for presentations. So that'll match actually what I've said earlier, or the really main things that are playing in my head. I might also say, animations were of poor quality, need to consider access to video cameras rather than using the iPad camera. Or whatever, could be lots of things I put in there, and I'm going to hit comment. Again, this date timestamps, and ideally this should somewhere be matching or close to the end of the units or date of completion. Now I understand in some cases it's not going to be, particularly for our earlier units, if you have done your registers in a different way. But please make sure you complete this quite close to the end of a unit or topic, and that will then keep everything compliant and everyone happy. If by chance something happens and the resolve button is pressed, I'll also let you know that when I click on comments, if I'm the owner of the document, I'm actually going to see every single comment that was made. So if I press comments now, I can actually see the comments that were made and when. So I can always access those even if someone accidentally presses the resolve button. They're going to be there and available to look at next time we run this teaching program so we can make alterations as required.